The night was black as pitch, swallowing the world in its inky abyss. The only companion I had was the faint hum of my car engine, a feeble protest against the suffocating darkness. The desolate road stretched ahead, surrounded by towering trees that reached out like skeletal fingers, their gnarled branches forming an ominous canopy overhead that I gripped the steering wheel, my knuckles turning white. The only source of light was my car's feeble headlights, flickering as if struggling to penetrate the thick veil of shadows. It felt like I was driving through a nightmare, a never-ending loop of darkness and isolation. That I glanced at the clock, 3 a.m. I cursed myself for not taking the longer but more traveled route. The GPS had promised a shortcut, but now it seemed like a cruel joke, leading me into this desolate nightmare. My phone had lost signal miles ago, leaving me completely cut off from the outside world. As I continued down the narrow road, a feeling of unease settled in the pit of my stomach. The silence was oppressive, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves or the distant hoot of an owl. I tried to shake off the creeping sense of dread, reminding myself that it was just my imagination playing tricks on me, but then I saw it, a figure standing at the side of the road. A hitchhiker, perhaps. My foot instinctively eased off the gas pedal, and the car slowed to a crawl. The figure was cloaked in darkness, their features obscured. As I drew closer, a chill ran down my spine. There was something off about the way they stood, motionless, as if frozen in time. Against my better judgment, I rolled down the window and called out, my voice hesitant, "Need a ride?" No response. The figure remained still, a silent silhouette against the night. I felt a growing sense of unease, a gut feeling that screamed at me to drive away. Ignoring my instincts, I reached over to open the passenger door. The moment the door clicked open, a gust of icy wind swept through the car. The temperature plummeted, and my breath turned to mist in front of me. The figure climbed into the passenger seat, and a shiver ran down my spine. The air seemed to thicken with an otherworldly presence, suffocating me. The figure's face was hidden in the shadows of a hood, but I could feel their gaze on me. I mustered a nervous smile, trying to break the tension. "Where are you headed?" No response. The figure remained silent, their presence an oppressive weight in the confined space of the car. I stole a glance at the rearview mirror, only to find empty darkness behind me. It was as if the world outside had ceased to exist, swallowed by an endless void. That I focused on the road, my heart pounding in my chest. The headlights illuminated the path ahead, revealing a fork in the road. The GPS crackled to life, directing me to take the left turn. The figure beside me remained silent, but an unnatural coldness radiated from them, sending a shiver down my spine. As I followed the GPS's instructions, the road became narrower, winding through a dense thicket of trees. The atmosphere grew heavier, the air charged with an unsettling energy. Panic clawed at the edges of my mind, urging me to turn back, but I pressed on, driven by a morbid curiosity. The road led to a clearing, bathed in an eerie glow. In the center stood a dilapidated mansion, its windows shattered, and ivy creeping up the walls like malevolent veins. The GPS declared, "You have reached your destination." I turned to the silent figure beside me, dread pooling in the pit of my stomach. Their hooded face turned towards me, revealing hollow eyes that gleamed with an otherworldly light. Without uttering a word, they vanished into the darkness, leaving me alone in front of the haunted mansion. Fear gripped me as I realized the gravity of my situation. The air thickened with malevolence, and whispers echoed through the night. The mansion seemed to come alive with unseen entities, and shadows danced in the corners of my vision. Desperation fueled my actions as I slammed the car into reverse, tires screeching against the gravel. The road behind me seemed to stretch endlessly, twisting and turning in unnatural ways. Panic set in as I realized I was trapped in a nightmarish maze, the mansion looming ever closer. My headlights flickered, casting long shadows that seemed to reach out for me. The car's engine sputtered, and dread coiled around my heart. I could feel eyes watching me from the darkness, unseen but undeniably present. With every turn, the world around me warped and twisted, as if reality itself was unraveling. The GPS became a taunting voice, guiding me in circles with each direction it spewed. My mind teetered on the edge of madness as the spectral whispers grew louder, a cacophony of tortured souls. In a final act of desperation, I slammed on the brakes, the car skidding to a halt. The mansion loomed ahead, its shattered windows and gaping doorways inviting me into its malevolent embrace. The figure reappeared, standing at the entrance, a harbinger of the nightmare that awaited. As the figure approached, I could see their face more clearly, a visage of death and decay. They stretched out a skeletal hand, inviting me to join them in the realm of shadows. With trembling hands, I reached for the door handle, the cold touch of the figure seeping into my very soul, and then, with a jolt, I woke up. I was in my car, parked on the side of a dimly lit road. The night was still and silent, the only sound the gentle hum of my car engine. My heart raced as I realized it was all a dream, a twisted journey into the depths of my own fears. Relief washed over me, but a lingering unease remained. As I drove away from that desolate road, I couldn't shake the feeling that something lingered in the shadows, waiting for the next unsuspecting traveler to venture into the abyss.